Hi, how are you? It's a Dr. Amoso in the house. I am in Kenya at a school called Starehe, and this school is a girls' school. But I'm here today to talk about the acts that were passed by the whites. I think you know that our African people, the Shona, the Ndebele, they were defeated by the whites. When the whites came, they took Mashonaland. Later on, they defeated the Ndebele. They defeated the Ndebele. After defeating the Ndebele in 1896, the Ndebele, the Shona, they combined. They fought against the whites during the first Chimurenga. So it is during this time that the whites to pass acts that were meant to oppress, to suppress, to exploit the Africans. Which were these acts that were passed by the whites? Number one, we had an act which was called the Order in a Council of 1894. It was meant to suppress the Africans. It was the government that was aimed at making sure that they were on top of everything that was taking place in southern Rhodesia. Also, we have got the Native Registration Act of 1895. It was aimed at suppressing the natives or the Africans. We had also the Master and Servant Act of 1901. Again, it was meant to give superiority, give a power, give authority to the whites. You also talk about the Pass a Law Act of 1901. Africans, whenever they were supposed to move, they were supposed to carry with them a pass. Then you talk about the Rhodesia Native Labor Bureau Act of 1903. Again, it was meant to put the whites at top and suppress the Africans. You talk also about the Land Bank Act of 1908. It was again meant to give superiority and advantage to the whites. You talk also about the Private Location Ordinance of 1908. You talk about the issue of a private location. It meant that Africans were not supposed to settle or inhabit areas that were meant for the whites. Then you talk about the Land Apportionment Act of 1930, in which Africans lost their lands. Their lands were taken by the whites. It meant that whites were in total control over lands that we were having in Zimbabwe or in Rhodesia during that particular period of time. Poverty, starvation, hunger became the order of the day. Why? It is because Africans had lost their lands through the Land Apportionment Act of 1930. Added to that, to talk about the Land Husbandry Act and also the Maize Control Act of 1931. So these were some of the acts, brutal acts that were introduced by the whites to suppress the Africans. Thank you. I'm Dr. Musso.